Hello, everybody. Welcome to class 2 of our little Instagram tarot class. I'm glad to have you here. Once again, Thursdays we learn cards, and I'm recommending Rider-Waite because that's what we're all working on, and you'll understand what we're doing as we work with the symbols. And this deck, the Giant Rider-Waite deck, enables you to be able to take a Sharpie and write on the cards. So I recommend this from Amazon. This is the book I'm recommending from Amazon. It's a relatively inexpensive book. So today what I wanted to do is to actually go through and pull cards to help you to see how the cards interact. So we'll be pulling cards that we haven't necessarily studied yet, but I will quickly explain their meaning just so that you can see how the energy flows between cards in a reading. I have posted 3 card spread page that gives suggestions for these. I think it's always better if you can to learn the meanings of cards as part of a flow rather than just, one card at a time. That's one reason last time I picked similarly themed tarot cards. So the first thing I always do is I cleanse my space, which I've already done. But you could even do, and I'll show you with a piece of selenite, a selenite wand. I cleanse this space of any negative or stagnant energy. Only light, love, and positive spirits may remain in this space. And often I will use my selenite between readings, if they're close together, which is rare, but they will be today, to clear the energy of the cards. Okay, I get a lot of relationship questions. So let's look at what the cards might say in a relationship reading. And then what I do after I shuffle is I spread them out on the table face down in a fan shape. And I invite in Father God, Mother Goddess, Holy Child, spirits of this house and this place, my spirit guides, my angels, my beloved dead, and my honored ancestors. If you could please help me with this reading for an anonymous person around their relationship. And you, of course, would say whatever it is you say. It doesn't necessarily even need to be spirits that you call in or a deity. It's whatever you work with. So, someone wants to know how the future's looking after their divorce. Okay, so Lucretia, let's go ahead and look at future after divorce. And we don't really have a good 3-card format for that one. Maybe situation, obstacle, solution. Let's see. Okay. So this is for Lucretia. I invite Lucretia's spirits to come help us pull 3 cards. So the energy around the divorce. What is it that you need to overcome in this situation to move forward successfully? And where is this really going to go? What is the solution to moving your life forward in a more positive way? So we're going to pull another card for that one. Wow. Okay. So in this situation, the situation and the energy around the divorce, this is a major arcana card, the Tower. In some ways for you, Lucretia, it feels like the bottom just fell out of your world. The things that you look to, the ways you think of yourself and other people see you, it got shattered. The Tower is a time of just accepting that everything is shifting and you have to let go. It's the only way you're going to be able to move forward into a new start. The Tower is a time where you feel devastated, but actually it's wiping clean the things that no longer serve you, the things that your ego has attached to. Spirit is wiping those things free in this divorce because you're coming up on a fresh start, the Fool. It's time to just let go of the past. You don't even want to carry any bitterness with you forward. Let go of that story. The Fool is the major arcana pull in this, and it's all about fresh starts. You're traveling light. You have a little bit of innocence. You're trusting that the universe has something good in store for you, and it's a complete new take on your life. You do have to be a little bit careful because there will be a lot of freedom. You don't want to dance too close to the edge. You do want to carry the lessons with you that you've learned. But at the same time, you're being called to a place of optimism, a place of joy, that now you're going to journey out and you're going to find what's meant for you, what your life should look like, and maybe even that new love that's out there for you. And then it says the solution. So what lies ahead beyond that in around 3 to 6 months is the Four of Wands. And that's a reigniting of your passion, a sense of stability entering your life. There's going to be somebody who enters your life who is going to respect you and treat you as an equal. This is somebody whose passion and joy in life is going to match yours, and they're going to want to build something together with you. So when this person appears, recognize them. Let go of the past. Be ready. Do the shadow work. Do whatever you need to do to be ready for this new love. The one thing that you will notice when we do this, major arcana cards are going to be the dominating energy in whatever question we ask, no matter where they're placed. It's the strongest changing energy. Minor arcana cards are more like the expected little shifts that will in some way support the major arcana card energy. Here's a question. All right. This is from Beth Porterfield. I'm trying to adopt a kid. Is this going to happen? So this is another situation, possible obstacle and solution for Beth Porterfield. All right. And I must say, I applaud that. I adopted one of my children. He came to me as a foster child when he was 10. I was a foster parent. And I adopted him when he was 12. And now he's 50 whatever, now 56. He's been with me a long time. I love it. When people tell me they want children, I'm like, you can buy them and you can even get some for free. Adopting out of foster care an older child is an interesting experience. It really is. And it proves that love is a choice. Love, that kind of love for a child, it's a choice. So I invite in Beth Porterfield's spirits, her spirit guides, her honored dead and ancestors to please come and help me pull 3 cards around the possibility of her adopting a child. So the situation, that's the card around the situation. The obstacle, what she will need to be working on towards that, Knight of Swords. And then how is this going to play out in real time? The Star. Again, you can see as I do the reading how much sense these cards will make because it's about a real person and a real situation. Okay, Beth, this is good. Okay, so the energy around the situation is this Page of Wands. She has learned about various opportunities. She's been working at fulfilling this passion that she has to have a child in her life and to do that through adoption. And the Page of Wands, in some sense, it's a very strong, fiery energy. And so she's been doing a lot of communicating, messaging, like I said, looking at opportunities. She's been putting in that work. And then the card, the obstacle is the Knight of Swords. Beth, you're wanting this to move maybe a little bit faster than it can. The Knight of Swords is all about communication and it's all about speed and it's very fast moving. It's not the most stable energy. Swords are all about communication, intellect, plans, legal proceedings. All that would fall under swords. And I like swords because I call them the cut through the bullshit cards. And that's what you're wanting to do. Cut through this bullshit and move this through. So you're going to need to have maybe a little bit of more patience because the Knight of Swords can be a bit much. Just a little warning there. Don't give up, but at the same time, accept this is a process. And you're preparing yourself during this process to invite this child in. So you might want to tone down that Knight of Swords energy. That can be a little bit strong. It can be a little erratic and a little off-putting. Watch how you communicate. Now, the future is very bright. This is the Major Arcana card that came out. The Star is fulfillment, it's hope, and it's a healing. It's an absolutely beautiful card The star is the major energy around you and this adopting a child in your life. And the star, because it's major arcana, and the star is all about divine intervention on your behalf. You have unseen forces on the other side helping to put this in place, which is why this may take a little more time than you'd like, that you're being called to be patient, because the other side is putting things into place. And you'll see they're pouring that cosmic, universal wisdom and compassion, love, that water out onto the ground where it's spilling out. You'll see the green plants rising. Everything is going to work out, and it's going to be a healing for you, and it's going to be a healing for the child. So many blessings. My heart is with you on that one. Will I be able to work with my love? So it sounds like you're wanting to El Momo. This is another situation. Will I be able to work with my love? And so I'm assuming that's somebody you care about, and you're either wanting to change jobs or change a position in some way where you work so that you'll be able to be with the person that you love. So I invite in El Momo's spirit guides, her beloved Jed, and her holy ancestors to help me pull 3 cards around her work situation. She'd really like to be able to work with her love. And so here's the situation as it is. The Hanged Man. And let's see. Obstacles. What you need to work with. What kind of energy. The Fool. And then solution. How this is, you're going to work it out. And that's the 6 of Swords. So right now, you're wanting to work with your love, but you're feeling absolutely stuck in some way. The situation seems very unmoving and unchanging. But the Hanged Man is a major arcana card. And when you have this in a reading, it's telling you, look at things from a new perspective. You're going to have to internally be creative and see things in a new way so that you know how to move forward. The Fool, you're being asked to be much more open-minded, a little more adventurous in how you approach this work situation. You're going to have to let go of expectations and outcomes. You can make that intention, but then you're going to have to let the universe be the one to work out what's best for you in this case. Be open-minded, be willing to shift, to try new things, and to step out in faith. The 6 of Swords is a card about moving from one situation to a better situation. And you have the Swords, which are communication, thinking, planning, all of that type of thing. You're taking that with you as you make your move. You're going to think things over, and it may become apparent that working with the one you love may not be the best solution in this case. So hope for what is best for you with your work and with this situation. But be prepared to be very rational, because the Swords are about rationality. And move or go where it makes the most sense for you to be in terms of employment, rather in terms of being with the one that you love. That might not be what you want to hear, but it seems to be what these cards are telling you. And there might be a good reason for that, because if you've ever worked with someone, a romantic partner, it is fraught with peril in a variety of different ways. So you're being told to be very rational about this and much more open-minded, perhaps, about what you want to do with your work. This one is just too specific. Here's a question I wouldn't really want to read for a person. Will my doctor agree that my back was hurt while playing volleyball, where I ended up with a torn rotor cuff? That's almost like a yes or a no, where you'd probably use a pendulum. I don't use tarot cards for yes, no. There are people who do. There are various ways to do it. If you go to my YouTube, I have a little video on using playing cards for yes, no questions. You'll notice also that I'm not reading any cards reversed, because once again, I don't read reversed cards. So let's see. Here's someone who sent one in. Bria Fenn. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Bria Fenn? Could you see what the energy around my career is? Okay, that's one that I can work with. But I want to do something a little bit different. So we're going to use a slightly different spread. This is for Bria Fenn, and I invite in her spirit guides, her beloved dead, her honored ancestors to assist me. We're going to pull on this one, your strengths, your weaknesses, and how you can progress in your career. So please let me pull a card for her strengths, your strengths, for her weaknesses in her career, and what can she do to move ahead in her career and progress? Okay, so your strengths. This is a 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles are about, work, everyday life. 10, it tends to be the closing of a chapter. You're coming to a point in your career where you have acquired a strong skill set and a lot of knowledge in a particular area, and it really serves you well. But you've learned about as much as you can learn in the position where you are now. And you can see, I also call this normally the family legacy card, because there's an elder here, there's the faithful dog. So you have been taught, and you have been taught well. You've acquired these skills, but 10's the closing of a chapter. It's time to move on and learn some new skills. And now your weaknesses is the Major Arcana 15, Temperance. Temperance is not a card usually we think of in terms of weakness, because temperance is all about achieving a kind of harmony. And so it's all about a kind of divine balance. It's overcoming dualities. So it might be where you work, you're the agent of temperance in a sense, and you're looking out for other people's interests so much you may be neglecting your own. In the harmony of your job, of the teamwork, perhaps you're not standing out as much as you should. It's not always your job to be the one that puts everything in balance and steps back. Maybe it's time, now that you have this skill set and it's time for you to grow, you let go of always being the one to put things in balance for everybody, to smooth everything out. It's time, with the 7 of Cups, to really look at what is it that you really want around your career. What goal do you really want to set for yourself? Where should you aim? And you need to step out and step up, differentiate yourself, have a clear goal in mind, know what it's going to cost, and put yourself out there so that you can move towards that goal, and then do what you need to do to see them manifest. Ghetto Queen official, we got to choose you here. She says, will I be happy again? Life and love has made me lose my smile. Well, life has its ups and downs, always. And I'm sorry to hear that you've lost your smile, but you're the only one that can move forward to get it back. So let's see what needs to be done. Let's do accept, embrace, and let go. So I invite in Ghetto Queen officials, spirit guides. I invite in her beloved dead and her honored ancestors. So Ghetto Queen official, let's see, what do you need to accept in this situation? Okay, and that's going to be the Page of Wands. And then what do you need to embrace in order to move forward and to find that smile? And that's going to be the Queen of Pentacles. And then what do you need to, let's see, accept and embrace? What do you need to let go of so that you can really move forward from here? And that's going to be the Fool. Okay, so accept that there are other opportunities out there. This is the Page of Wands. Wands are fire and passion, and the page brings us those opportunities. He shows them to us. He communicates them to us. Look around you. It's time to move forward. It's time to accept it's over, but that there are lots of other loves, lots of other relationships, lots of other activities even that will spark that passion back in your heart and soul again. But you need to make yourself aware of them, and you need to be willing to step up and try them. And then embrace is this Queen of Pentacles. Ghetto Queen official, You are the Queen of Pentacles. You love life. And up until this happened to you, you embraced fully all the pleasures. You know, you work hard, you play hard, you're known for your ability to set boundaries, you're known for your ability to make things happen. The Queen of Pentacles takes action and makes things happen. She creates a life. From day to day, people see her as someone who gets up and goes out and does what needs to be done. Pull yourself up. You're the Queen of Pentacles. You can do it. You have that strength, and you've been known for that strength. And then, what do you need to let go of? The Fool. Let go of the idea that you don't really know what's happened or what's happening, that you don't know how to move forward, that you're a beginner at this. You're not at the start of your journey. You're in the middle of the journey. You do know a lot more than the Fool knows. Take that, accept what you've learned. Let go of the idea that you're just going to have to start over on everything again. What has happened with your lover was a blip, and life does get hard sometimes. But you're not the Fool. You're the Queen of Pentacles, babe. You know what to do. You know how to pull yourself up, and you know how to move forward, because you're going to embrace these opportunities that are coming your way. Okay? You are the queen. You got it. Oh, I'm going to do one more because, this is, we got to do this one. Thank you for the people who've stepped up and put themselves out there, because it makes it so much easier. You ought to see me when I really get going with someone. And we're really calling all the spirits forward. We get a rocking and a rolling in those readings. Luna Lorick. I've been feeling unstable and stuck in all areas of my life for a good few years since a major trauma. Will I be able to find my purpose, feel again? On here, let's do my aspiration, my blocks, and my potential. We're inviting in Luna Lorick's spirit guides, her beloved dead, her honored ancestors to please help me pull 3 cards around this. What is it she's looking for? Okay, 9, the 9 of Cups. What's blocking her? Is there some kind of a block to that? The 6 of Swords. And what's the potential in this situation? I'm going to pull 2 because I don't like that card, so I'm going to break my own rule. Well, this is good because it shows that sometimes readings show a situation is in flux and work needs to be done. Let's see, your aspiration card. This is the 9 of Cups, all about relationships, love, all of that type of thing, all the joys that we have in our life, the emotional connections. And you see he's got all 9 cups are full. You have so much to offer in your life, and you do know it at this point. In your aspiration, you see his arms are crossed. You're, in a sense, being very protective right now. You don't want to step out and take a chance of being traumatized again, of having a major upset in your life. 9s are places where it's easy to get stuck. You're wanting to keep things stable the way that they are, but that's not what you really want. That's what your inward aspiration is telling you. Let's stay safe. Let's not get traumatized again. Let's not take a chance. This might not be great, but let's protect what we have. That's really not the aspiration that you need in order to heal and to move forward. So you're going to have to do some work to shift this energy. You're going to have to let that guard down and invite life into that feast. You're going to have to learn to take a chance. Your blocks right now is the 6 of Swords. In a sense, you're in an escape mode. Your thoughts, they keep running around. The plans that you make are all around safety. This card is the card of, basically, I call it the refugee card, but it's a card where you're escaping to a safe place. But all those thoughts are there with you, ruminating. And you're going to have to break free from the stories you tell yourself about that trauma, the causes around it, the effects it's had, what it's going to mean to you. It's not escaping it and taking all of that with you. You can't. In order to escape it, you would need to throw those swords overboard. So The trauma, the shadow work is processing that, processing and getting through it and then letting go of it. And the potential in the situation as it is right now, if this is your aspiration, if it's all really about escape and safety, where that's going to lead is the 10 of Wands, which is a lot of overburdening of these emotions, this passion, this feelings that kind of overwhelm you and very fatiguing. It'll make it very hard for you to even spot to see where you're going when you're letting all of this overcome you, when you're carrying everything with you. Just like here, the home is in sight, but you can't even see it. Your goal of having a happier life, moving on from the trauma. So what you're going to need to do is either ask for some help in carrying some of those wands, and therapy is always good if you've been in a trauma, carrying friends, people who understand, or just choosing to let some of it go for now as you move forward. You can't move forward and carry everything with you. Now, I pulled another card because I wanted to give a more positive light, see if there's more positive outcome that we could look at. And so the potential in this is the Hanged Man, very much about taking the time to see things from a new perspective. This is all about inner spiritual transformation. The Hanged Man is undergoing a profound spiritual metamorphosis. Basically, all the, excuse my language, shit in life is going to be turned into compost. Let's turn that into compost. And after this is a rebirth. You're really being called, even if it seems like you're not making progress, it is progress to do the shadow work, to dig deep, and to process the trauma to the point where you can transmute it and move forward. It's a long, not necessarily easy path, but it's the work you're being called to do so that you can move forward. And so that all these wonderful things coming to your life, all those full cups can be fully utilized and shared with people that you love as you move forward. So that's what I have time for. I hope this was helpful to see how the 3 card spreads might look as you really pull cards and work with them. I just loved reading for all of you so much. Thursday, we're going to be working with 3 new tarot cards for you to do the deep dive into the symbols and the meanings. Alrighty. Have a good couple of days, and I hope I see you on Thursday. Thank you. Many blessings.